Don't give it all up, give it one up. Just don't give it all up, give it one up. Don't give it all up, give it one up. Just don't give it all up, give it
Hello, Will here, and today we are in Gran Turismo with Race C at Spa. Now, this race didn't do any qualifying. I thought, I can't be asked for qualifying. Mainly because I'm still wanting to try and get my SR up, because in the past couple of weeks it has been taking a bit of a knock. Some of it my fault, some of it fault for the drivers, la 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 la, and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, we're starting with this race. This is the only race in the video. We're not doing any other races, just race C this time. So yeah, it was a bit of an eventful start, I'll have to say. So yeah, obviously I'll break a little bit late here. Fortunately, hit the German in front of me. Or no, was that Belgium? I don't know about Belgium actually. Now, somehow, apparently, I forced another car off the track, and I actually don't know where. Now, I'll go a bit wide here because it's like everybody's you know, you got a lot of people clumped up there, and it's just absolutely manic and mayhem and chaos. Obviously, due to that, I get a half-second penalty, which that half a second I get that one because it's like, yeah, I did go a bit wide. Well, I say a bit. You know, I went quite wide there, so it was a bit, you know, because you know, it was manic and chaos at that point. But that 1 second penalty, I'm not entirely sure I actually got it from. It said forced another car off the track, which is like, okay, at least it actually told me this time. But the only thing I don't know is how, because I don't recall seeing any other cars that I hit anyway going off. So I don't know if the game was just trying to think of a reason. You know, maybe. I don't know, the game, the algorithm thing maybe got confused a little bit or something. I don't bloody know, because there was a lot of people there, there's a lot of bunch up there, so the algorithm could have easily got confused, gave me a penalty for one thing where it technically might have been actually for something else, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I mean, naff all I could do about it now, but struggling to, you know, process that one into ways of like, where exactly did it come from? Yes, I hit that guy, but he didn't go off. But I get a penalty for forcing another car off the track. I don't quite get it. But anyway, so yeah, this wasn't, yeah, definitely not the smoothest beginning, and yeah, the race as a whole wasn't, you know, because it's, you know, it's just like the first lap. It's just utter chaos, complete and utter chaos. It does obviously smooth out a bit further down, you know, as the race goes on. My driving does become a little bit smoother as well, with the occasional. This is the thing with this one, because I was doing this one kind of late at night kind of thing, so you know, I probably wasn't fully aware of everything I was doing kind of thing, you know, blah 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 this blah blah that, you know. So I was struggling with the car too much, but you know, I was just making like silly little mistakes here, silly little mistakes there. At points, just pushing the car just a little bit too much. I think I would say, you know, it's just like I was thinking like maybe I could, maybe if I, you know, adjusting where to brake, and it's all like, you know, maybe I can brake a bit late here, and it turns out that it wasn't a good idea, you know. And it's like, no, that doesn't work, because you go a little bit into deep, and you might possibly unfortunately catch the grass, spin out, or basically it might cause you to slightly slide a little bit, slow you down, blah blah blah. You know, but again, you know, with this, I'm just trying to concentrate more on getting my SR back up. DR, yeah, you know, if I can get my driver rating up, that's great. If it doesn't go up exponentially, it's not the end of the world for me. But I do want to try and get my SR up, so I think at first I was just trying to push to get to a slightly, you know, sort of slightly higher position where the field is a bit more spread out kind of thing, rather than being clumped up in a big group of people at the back. I would rather try and get nearer to the front where people are probably actually driving a little bit more smoother, or at least not sort of like being so pushy kind of thing. And then once I get to that point, it's like, alright, I'm comfortable here, but you know, if I see an opportunity to overtake, I'll overtake. If not, nah, not the end of the world. I'm trying to get my SR back up. Probably wasn't the best race for it, but it worked. It did actually go up in the end with this one. See, lap 2, much better. I was a little bit, you know, I didn't make as many little mistakes. But obviously as the race goes on, I do make a couple more little mistakes here, little mistakes there, you know, la 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 la. General, normal, amateur driving. You know, I ain't no professional. I'm just an amateur guy who just drives on this for the fun. But yeah, so we are in the Group 2s for this race, and obviously the qualifying car was the Motul. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use my Motul. Specifically the Yosushi Motul, because I thought, why not use the car that represents the place where I work? It's like, yeah, why not have a bit of fun? But so I'm bringing my work life into me amateur piss ass around driving life. I know you can't see it, but I'm doing air quotes there. I know you can't see the yeah, you can't see the air quotes, but just visualize in your head at that point where I'm just air quoting. So you can see there the German. I think it's German. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, obviously he went a bit wrong there. He had a bit of a squiff moment. So I managed to overtake him, get up into 6th. So I'm not actually doing too badly, really. But obviously, you know, we're a few laps in, so, you know, the tyres are going to start going down a little bit. So, you know, the car is going to start slowly getting a little bit more from time to time. You know, certain corners might be a bit more Oh no, my driving hasn't been terrible. It hasn't been the best, definitely. But I wouldn't say it's been terrible. But again, I'm not a professional driver or anything for that. So there, I think it might be on lap 4. There's a Portuguese guy here. He was the pole sitter. He was in the lead. He was having a really shit day, and then I think he just snapped and he got really arsey with everything. So I'm just going la 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 la, and also boom. Oh, absolutely no. I had no idea that guy was coming. I was lucky and I got away just about with that. But unfortunately the Belgian who was basically behind me didn't. And he got hit off by this Portuguese driver. So, but I don't know what that Portuguese driver was doing. I really have no idea. So, I mean, like, okay, I get it. You know, because I did go for the replay, and it was up here. He was driving with some Spanish guy, and unfortunately, the Spanish guy did give him a little tap. The Portuguese driver went off. He came back on, hit the Spanish driver again. La la la. You know, people having a bit of a squabble. It came to here. Tried to hit the German guy off, who I was with at the beginning of lap 4. Did do it in a little bit, but nothing major. And then he got ahead, and then he tried to fucking smash the Spanish driver who hit him off originally at the bus stop chicane, but obviously got reset, so it was kind of balls up. But he got reset behind me and the Belgian. And then for some reason in the first corner, he was just like, nah, I'm just going to go straight. I'm just going to go for it against, maybe one person he didn't like and another person who did jack shit. Basically, the Belgian and me, because then I don't even know who this guy fucking is. And yeah, he's coming in like a bloody missile, and literally I had no idea that he was going to do that, because I wasn't looking in my rearview mirror at that point. So I literally had no idea where the hell he's come from. He's all of a sudden, he's just bounce on by. I'm like, what the fuck was that? So what the hell? And I get it. I do get it. When someone hits you off, it's annoying. When you get a penalty because of somebody else. I had a bit of a rubbish corner, so this guy's going to overtake. But yeah, I get it. When someone hits you off, yeah, it's annoying. You can get frustrated with it. When you get a penalty because somebody else hit you off, and the game sometimes gives you the penalty for some reason, it's frustrating, and I get it, because it's happened to me, and yeah, it is highly annoying when that kind of thing happens. But to then suddenly go, fuck this, and then literally try and hit every single person you come across is stupid. And a bit sad. It's like, okay, yes, you're annoyed, yes, it's frustrating, but there's no need to throw your toys out of the pram like some spoilt little baby who, didn't get mommy's milk or whatever. It's like either just carry on driving like normal or leave the race. That's it. You don't become some spoilt little shit and try to ruin everyone else's race, especially if people are actually trying to race legitimately. But that goes the same with everybody else who does that kind of thing. It's either, what's the fucking point? Are you really that sad? Are you really that pathetic? Are you really that spoiled? Are you that spoiled little shit who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and whose mummy's breast gave you milk and champagne? It's either you carry on just Jimmy and be like, right, you know what, I'm just going to use what skill I have to climb back up the field, or I'm going to leave, I'm going to calm down, and then I'm going to come back to this race, and I'm going to do it properly. And it's as simple as that. Because otherwise, you're going to look like the asshole, you're going to be the asshole, and if people watch like either this video or videos with other people who done on other people's videos, then other people I know are going to know that you're an asshole. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to be known as that asshole. I mean, if I start getting frustrated with a race, yeah, most of the time I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to hold back. I'm just going to hold back my positions. It might cost me a few positions, but you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to finish the race. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, oh well. I'm not getting paid to do this, so who gives a shit? I'm not paid racing. I'm not being paid to drive this car. I'm not being paid to make this video. I'm not being paid to whatever. So it's like, screw it. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it's a game. I'll just do the race again. You have multiple times to have good races. Yeah, and throughout all that, you're going to have the occasional shitty race. But at the end of the day, just don't be that asshole. It's as simple as that. Just don't be the asshole. And that's all I have to say. Is don't be the asshole. And don't be that spoiled little shit. whose mummy's breast gave him milk and fucking champagne when he was a fucking wee little lad. You know, simple as that. But right, so I'm coming to my pit. Yeah, a bit off. You know, it was a bit bumper cars, you know. I don't know why. Sometimes I struggle with the pit, getting into the pits for some reason. I don't fucking know why. I think I just normally just tend to go in too quickly. That's all. That's what it mainly is. I just end up going too quickly into the pit lane. I then have a bit of a squiffy moment there because I'm like full acceleration. The car's obviously not got the downforce it would normally have going at higher speeds. I'm on a harder, the tyre with less grip. I didn't think of that. My car goes brr, 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 brr. But lucky enough I didn't spin out. I didn't look like I looked like a little bit of a twat. But at least I didn't go full twat and spin out. I just went little twat and had it tank slap a little bit. So yeah, my tyre strategy for this one was probably some. I know it was done. Super GT did it in this video, because I didn't know what the strategy for this race was going to be. I definitely knew fuel was not really going to be a problem at all, because it was like what ×2. The fuel, I think on this one it's like ×2. So yeah, I knew fuel was not going to be a problem. I just wasn't entirely sure about tyres. Apart from that, well, technically it was mandatory to actually, oddly enough, use both mediums and hards, but they may as well just set it to mandatory to use one, mandatory to use hard tyre or whatever, you know, and there you go. But for tyre wise, I decided to go Super GT strategy that he did, which is probably what a few other people have done, which is basically start on the mediums, go to lap 6, pit in on lap 6, switch to hards, go to the end. You know, nice and simple, nice and easy. So obviously, yeah, the last couple of laps, the car would have probably been obviously a little tiny bit slower, or a little bit more of a bitch to drive, because the tyres are a bit near. But even now, the car could be a bit near for those who who aren't like massively skilled like me. You know, I'm alright at the game. I'm not amazing at the game, but I'm alright at the game. You know, but sometimes the hard tyres can be a little bit of a bitch, especially on the Group 2 car with no traction control. It can be a little bit like you can sort of like sometimes not catch it if it wants to suddenly, the back end wants to go out, kind of thing. Lucky enough I don't have that. I never had that problem too much, but every now and then I just put too much on the accelerator and not realising it, sort of thing. So, you know, learning a little bit of it, getting back used to like acceleration control again. I gotta get back to that game, sort of thing. But you know, so you know, it was like, and sometimes I would do that with the corners. You know, especially with that chicane bit there, or that S section there. Sometimes I would just go to sort of like, I would turn too much and then hit the Astro, which then would cause the cars to sort of like kind of slide, and it's a fucking bitch. You can see the French driver passed me there. In the end, it was just basically, I knew I was coming out of the corner slower. He was in the slipstream behind me. He's gonna make the move on that corner at the bottom of the hill, so I'm not gonna bother fighting. And plus, obviously, he's just come out of the pit, so he's on fresh new tyres. And due to the pace that he was having, because he was gaining time on me and getting further ahead of me, so I was thinking it was either he was just generally just faster than I was, or he switched to the medium tyres. So he might have started on hard and went to mediums. I'm not 100% sure which way around he did it. So he's either on medium tyres, or he's just generally just faster than me, which is like, you know, I wasn't going to bother fighting. Either way, I'm not going to bother fighting it and causing a potential fuck up somewhere between both of us. And plus, anyway, I started at the back. Okay, there was 19 of us when we started, and now there's only 13 people. It's like, oh dear. You know, but I started at the back, and I'm in the 6th. You know, I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm happy with 6th place. If I'm able to gain any more positions, that would be brilliant. But if not, you know what? I'm not going to argue with 6th. considering I started at the back. Okay, yes, there are now 6 less cars actually in the race compared to the beginning, but I still fought from the back. I made it up to 6, you know. So I'm not going to argue with that result. But if I'm able to gain an extra position, brilliant. If not, ain't the end of the world. So finally on the last lap, and it was at this point I was starting. This is the problem. It's the final lap, and it was at this kind of point. I was starting to get used to the car on the harder tyre. And it was like, oh, it was a bit pointless. It's the last bloody lap. You know, it's like, oh, wonderful. But what can I do? And plus, anyway, I'm having a bit of fun. Yeah. That's the whole point of this. Yeah, you can do this to try and be the best. And if that's what you want, go for it. If you just want to play this for a bit of fun, again, go for it. But in the ways of having fun, make sure that you and everyone else you are racing with and against are also able to have fun. Once again, don't be the asshole. So yeah, my lap times, though they were consistent with timings, like 2:11, 2:11, 2:11, 2:11, 2:12, 2:11 kind of thing. I was consistent with my times, though even though the times on the hard tyre were also the same as the times on the mediums. But I probably could have got like a 2:9, 2:8 if I just drove a little bit better. But so come to the end of the race. Now unfortunately one guy, what was his name, like David Caster or something, he got a 1-minute penalty because he didn't change his tyres. He didn't do the tyre strategy properly, and he got a massive penalty and he drops down quite a bit. But there you go, ending in 5th, so not a terrible result in the end. But that's it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed that simple little race, and so until next time, I'll see you all later.
Hone your skills. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Yeah, you in the danger